Hello, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. Today seemed like a good day to look at some old art again. I've made a couple of videos before looking at my old art. The first two are looking at a really fat folder of loose sheets of paper, and then the second one was looking at all of my unfinished sketchbooks, and I'm finally starting to get into the part that all of you probably want to see, which is the first ever completed sketchbook of mine, followed by all the other ones. I believe the first sketchbook tour I've done on this channel was of sketchbook 6, 7, 8. One of those. And so that means there are a lot of sketchbooks that I haven't shown you guys. And also I might want to relook at some of the other older ones, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but here's my first completed sketchbook. Also, before I show you that, there's a couple of things that I wanted to say. First off, my allergies were really bad in this video, so I sniffle a lot. I've tried cutting out most of them, and I think I got most of them, but you'll hear me sniffle here and there, and if I sound a little stuffy, that's why. And also the second one, you might notice some scratches on my hand, and I know someone's gonna comment about it, so don't worry, I'm okay. I just wanted to give my cat some love, and he didn't want to be loved, so he scratched me. So without further ado, let's look at my first completed sketchbook. I say, as if I haven't already looked at the sketchbook and edited the footage. Well, I hope you enjoy. Okay, here we are. My first completed sketchbook. I'm sure we're all in for a very interesting video. So I didn't get the exact date from when I started, but I do remember I started it in September 2016 because I was stupid and didn't write the exact date of when I started it. And then I finished it February 22nd, 2017. And if you've seen my other old art videos, then you'll know that during this sketchbook, I actually had another sketchbook that I worked in more than this one, which is why this one took me so long to complete, because I was kind of bouncing back and forth between two sketchbooks, but you'll see a lot of changing art, I guess. Also, this is the back cover because the front cover fell off, as you will see. Here's that. So I wanted to draw a picture of me and then a bunch of stuff that I liked. I've mentioned before I really liked the artist Greywick. The style was pretty heavily inspired from them. This is just more of me trying to find an art style because I've been drawing for a very, very long time, but it took me a long time to even find an art style. Here I was just kind of playing around with some different stuff. This is Rogue from Fairy Tail. I've redrawn this picture a couple of times. Again, if you've seen my old art videos, you know that I've drawn in Fairy Tail a lot. This is a Fennekin as a person. I sometimes draw Pokemon as people. I've done it before on this channel, but it's something that I've always liked to doing. My gay dads. I'm super conflicted with the Fairy Tail fandom because I want to be more active, but also it's a mess. Oh, here's some furry art. I knew a furry who bought art from me. It's so weird. I don't draw furry stuff. Like, ever. For some reason I've had a number of people come up to me wanting to commission me furry stuff, and I don't know why. I'm not the artist to be doing that. This one was for a friend at the time, so I felt conflicted and I felt like I had to, so I did that. I don't know why. I'm not a furry artist. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is Andy. This is like the birth of Andy. Oh my god. They've come a long way. More Andy. Yeah, I draw a lot of them around this time because this was when I was just starting to make them, and it's so weird. I feel like once I know there's a colored picture where it's on the next page. If you know, wait, the tripod's in the way. No. If you know my OC, you can tell that that's Andy, but at the same time they look so different. It's a fun time. I think this was also the time I got microns for the first time, so I was very excited about being able to do that. This is another commission for a friend. I didn't do commissions online at this point. I don't think it was mostly just for friends and like people in school and stuff, but you know. And then more little Andys. Andy had such a different personality, and it's so strange to look back and see this. It's, oh man. It's still kind of a cute picture though. Oh yeah, also English homework. Maybe history homework? I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of Andy. I don't know what else to say. But this actually turned into Andy's main outfit, the alien sweater that they wear. YouTubers. Also, Onision. I'm so happy to see where that whole situation has gone. Shout out to all the kids who used to watch Onision and then grew up and actually had morals. Also, this is Miles Chronicles, Miles McKenna. I might blur that name out because this was before he came out. His birth name is out there on the internet, but I don't know, I'll feel weird about it. Here was thumbnails for a bigger piece, I remember that. My sketchbooks were so, like, plain. Like, if your sketchbooks look like this, where it's just pencil sketches, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But for me personally, I like to jazz up my sketchbooks a little bit, and so it's really interesting to go back and see this sort of stuff. And of course, Andy. Oh man, Andy! Andy! Also, Andy has glasses. I don't know how many of you guys know that. They normally wear contacts, but they're pretty blind. Don't remember what any of this was. Andy. I think this was after some time had passed. I don't remember how much. It's not a whole lot of time, but time has definitely passed. Again, I really liked Fairy Tale. I still really like Fairy Tale, but I kind of bounced back and forth between drawing in my style and drawing in the Fairy Tale art style. I don't remember when exactly I stopped that, but at this point I was just not very comfortable in my art style, so I would always return back to this, which was kind of my comfort zone. Probably still tell, like, if you know my art, I still kind of draw hair similar to Fairy Tale's the art style. Sleepy. Why did I do this though? This was such a waste of space. Every time I see this, I slap myself in the face. Also, I didn't draw on this page, like, ever. Like, I don't know if you noticed, well, this one I couldn't really draw on, but I, like, never drew on the back pages. It's a waste of paper. Please don't do that. And this, I remember this. I was flipping through and I missed a page. So this was in 2018. I don't know, I was just flipping through for old time's sake and I missed a page, and so I drew that. Still old art though, man. Look how big I drew hands, dear lord. A kiss. I remember when Voltron was good. More Keith, yeah, at this point, like, there's definitely been some changes. I don't remember, I wish I wrote down how much time has passed, because I really want to know. Like, there's definitely been some time, some improvement. I mean, it's up to you to decide how much improvement, but improvement has been made. Mermaids are one of those things where they're really fun to draw, but, like, I never draw them, and also this tail's super whack in terms of proportions. Pretty ugly, not gonna lie. Although in my webcomic there are some mermaids, so stay tuned for that if you want. I remember I was so proud of this picture when I first made it, but it kind of looks like this. Hang on, let me see if I can make it. That looks more proportionally accurate. It had such a weird slant to my art. But yes, Keith and Pidge from Voltron. I loved Voltron, as we all did, and then we were all disappointed. Just some body sketches, wasting space, nothing new. Oh my god, what a... Man, I like how I'm like, look at this old sketchbook with me. There's this tiny sketch in the corner that's not even finished and nothing else. Next page, it's... Man, I really want to go back and strangle myself. How can I say that I completed a sketchbook when half the pages look like this? Oh man. Oh, I remember this was around the time when I decided Andy wanted a cat, and then I never finished it because this is my sketchbook. I should redraw this. That's cute. This is a thing. Do I need to blur any of this out? I don't know, I mean, they're just first names. Everyone's privacy is fine, I think. Andy! Oh man, look at those facial proportions, dear lord. And my proportions were so bad. Oh, I remember this. I was starting a thumbnail for a health project thing. I don't have it anymore. One of my other old art videos, I talked about a health project where it was like a comic book that I made. One of them I kept and it's in that old video, and then another one my health teacher actually kept because she, like, as you can see, got nowhere with this, so... Oh, that face isn't bad. I mean, it's definitely very different from how I draw now, but it's not a bad face, so... And then an unfinished face. But let's look at this face. Oh, I think next is more furry art then. It's gonna be so funny if I have friends watching this video because they know exactly who I'm talking about, and we're just gonna be like, oh, oh, big oof. We don't talk to this person anymore. But yeah, that was a fun time, and by fun I mean a really bad time. Another commission for a friend of Captain America. Sometimes when I'm talking to friends, they'll say that they have every piece of art that I've ever given them, and I'm like, why? Like, I get it, because I also keep every piece of art that my artistic friends give me, but, like, it's so weird looking back, because I hate everything. I hate all my old art. Well, not all of it, that's pretty vague, but I really hate looking at some old art, and, like, people at the time were like, wow, that's so good, and then I look back and I feel lied to. Oh no. Is someone gonna get a hairball? Are you okay now? What do you think of this art? I don't remember what I was saying, but unfinished stuff. I also really liked sketching, and colored pencil light. I really don't like sketching in pencil anymore, so it's really funny looking back in, seeing how much I sketched in pencil. I don't know, I only sketch in pencil now if I'm intending on finishing a thing. More commissions from a friend. I forget which character this is. Shout out if you know who this is. Probably literally no one can tell. More furry stuff from that person who I always felt pressured by to make furry art for. Don't ask me to make furry art for you because I don't make furries. I don't particularly like enjoy making it. I don't know. It's not my thing really, so don't ask me for that. Not to shame any furries though. If you like furry art, good for you. Just I am not the furry. I'm not the furry. Again, bouncing back into that style. I'm really excited to flip through all of my other old sketchbooks because I'm really curious to see when I stopped drawing in that style. Bucky, I remember him. Another commission for a friend. This was a thing for art. I forget what these bubble things are. I think this was for my AP art class when we had to make our concentration, and I did mine on diversity, so. More furry art. So weird seeing how much furry art I made. That was the only time I made furry art because they were, who wants to hear a story time about this person? I've considered making a whole other video about this person, obviously with like name censored and everything, but it's a very interesting story because a lot happened. Pretty much, like you see how much furry art there is in here. All of that was commissioned for one person, and then they bought a whole bunch of stuff from me, but then they started hating everybody, including me, and they said that my art sucked, and I was like, okay, but you bought all this art, so that's a fun time. Aww! Well, first of all, Keith, and then Andy, which was most of the sketchbook, honestly. I remember really, really loving these ones. They're still nice. I think I'm going to redraw those. More furry art for that. That's excellent art. I remember I would always draw fan art in class, and like I would draw a lot of original characters too, but every single time I was drawing fan art, that would be the one time if someone asks if they were an original character of mine, and like no, the answer would always be no. It was horrible timing. Plants. I wonder if Plants is still all over the internet. I don't know, I've kind of detached myself from the Voltron fandom. Hi dog. Another unfinished thing. I really hate myself for doing this. Galra Keith. I don't remember. Yes, this was after he was confirmed Galra. Spoilers. And again, I don't know when this was. I remember drawing this in my psychology class. Oh, here. I was trying to practice backgrounds and I remember being super, super proud of this. I believe all of this was from reference, considering where my art was and where my knowledge was with backgrounds. This isn't bad. Like, I don't hate this. And I remember these little bits were things that, and also those fairy lights, I remember those are things that I gave this to my friend and was like, draw something, and then each of my friends drew those little things. Andy, yeah, some time has definitely passed at this point. Oh man, this is also why I don't like sketching in pencil, because it just smears everywhere. It's not a fun time, really. Excellent drawing. Excellent drawing. Luca, I cannot stand doing this, like, every inch of my sketchbook needs to be covered, because it's like, if I'm going to be buying a sketchbook and or making a sketchbook, like, that's time / money that's being put into it, so I need to use it. And here, like, I wasn't really using a sketchbook. Rory and Luca. You can see the birth of them in one of my other old art videos because I created them in the sketchbook that I was also working in the same time as this one. So this sketchbook has the birth of Andy, the other sketchbook has the birth of Luca and Rory. I think the birth of Sawyer is in here too, so that's gonna be fun to find. A house. For some reason I really wanted to practice drawing houses. I don't remember why. I think I was like, I want to get better at backgrounds. Houses, right? And so I would draw a lot of houses. I mean, it was good practice to get, but I don't think I'm going to need to draw houses as much as I think I was going to. Like, buildings in general, yeah, but it's like I was focusing so much on just houses. Like, I don't know why. There's so many other parts about a background. The things I would write with my friends. I got some liners and we were testing them, and so we wrote this as the, oh my god, how old were we? 17? 16? Around there. This turned into this turned into character. This turned into a character that you will find in my webcomic. It's really funny to see her birth. It was really funny to see her origin. I also drew this in my psychology class. Did I just draw everything in my psychology class? Oh man. Andy, Luca, Rory. At this point, they were the only ones in their story, so I would always draw them together. Here I was practicing people. I think these two were from reference, and then these two were not. I think these I actually had my friend post for me. Oh, I missed another page, same day, and again with the giant hands. More body practices and more I don't know what is that? It's disgusting. Kiki, this was around the time that I watched Kiki's Delivery Service, and I think I drew this in a pep rally at school. Oh, high school memories. This was definitely junior year though. Rory, more gross shit, just the usual. Oh man, Sawyer! He was a very different character. I don't remember if I've ever shown the first ever drawing of Sawyer, but I drew this picture, I'll put it in here. I didn't draw it with the intention of it turning into a character, it just kind of happened and that character eventually turned into Sawyer. He was a very different kind of person. I don't know, the drawing, I just needed an extra drawing in my portfolio because I was a drawing short, and so I just flipped that out real quick, and then eventually I really liked the hair and everything and it turned into Sawyer. So, body, Sawyer! Rory, Andy, Sawyer. Oh yeah, here I was really trying to figure out his design. Here I decided to change up the outfit. What's a scribble? Okay. This turned into kind of one of his secondary outfits, but I remember struggling so much coming up with an outfit for him. Oh man. Oh yeah, here, I think this is like the first, like I was finally heading in the direction. Look how tiny those feet were and those hands, oh my god. I really like how I went from drawing hands the size of like a quarter to hands of the size of a loaf of bread. I'd like to think that my hands are fairly proportionate now, but definitely struggle to get there. The gang. Yeah, when I made him, I knew I wanted him to be in their sort of universe. And here I was also starting to get experimental with other types of stuff. Here I was sketching with a Sharpie pen. A friend drew that. And I think this was when I started finding my love for not sketching in pencil. And so I drew the whole gang. That's a cute little drawing. And then here I wrote I made him too short because I did. I remember loving this one too. Even though it was just standing there, I felt like I had a lot of good stuff about it. Honestly, it's not that bad still. I mean, obviously my art is very different, but I think it still holds up fairly nicely. This is going to be Pidge. The same drawing of Pidge. Wasted space. Oh man. A smooch. Whoa. Do I need to censor that? Damn. No, I don't think so. What's in here? Is it? I think it's gay fairy tale art. I'll decide if I want to leave that in or not. People always ask me what I ship in fairy tale, and I'm like, good question. Let's not answer because the fandom is wild. So there we go. But if you're curious, none of the popular ones. I was obsessed with drawing in Sharpie pen for a hot minute. It was like my go-to sketching tool. I carried them with me everywhere. I just absolutely loved them. And again, I think some time has passed, and I would always do this where I drew Andy because they were my comfort zone, still are my comfort zone, and then I would just draw a bunch of them. Rogue from Fairy Tale. I think here I was just trying to finish it because I've had sketchbooks before this. Obviously, if you've seen my last video, you would know that, but this is my first time completing a sketchbook, and I say that in air quotes because of all of the fucking empty pages and blank spaces. But this is my first time getting a sketchbook and working from it beginning to end. I was just like, oh my god, I'm getting there, and so I wanted to do that. And then Sting from Fairy Tale. A lot of Fairy Tale and OCs. Nothing new at all. That is who I am as a person. Sawyer. I think here I was still trying to get a read for his personality. At this point, I didn't really know him super well because he was very new. He still is the same angsty boy he's always been, but I definitely know a lot more about him now. Rory being the gal. Andy being Andy. Look at those teeth. Yeah, I was definitely just rushing to finish at this point. I see my wife! Oh man, what was that? That's nasty. There's still love her. This face is kind of weird. Mostly empty page. Pokemon, because I've always loved Pokemon. And the end. This was all there were in this group of characters so far. So there they are. There's the children. They've always never gotten along. And yeah, there's the end. There we go, there's the video. I hope you enjoyed looking at my first completed sketchbook. It was definitely really weird looking back at all of this old art. So all of these videos I've gotten comments asking if I can redraw a lot of this old art, and I think that's a great idea. So I'll leave a poll up in the iCard for you guys to answer. And here's the question. So I think it would be fun if after every single old art video I made another video kind of to match that video where I just redraw some pieces that I liked from those videos. I wanted to know if you guys wanted me to continue this series and then redraw the art, or if you wanted me to put this series on hold, redraw some of the art from my previous videos, and then once I get caught up, I'll keep up the series, and then after every old art video, I'll have another video redrawing art from that specific video, if that made any sense. I talked about before how in 2020 I wanted to give more bonus videos for you guys, and I think that this could be like a series that I can use the bonus videos for, so let me know what you guys think of that. I'm gonna stop rambling now, and thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and you want the series to continue, and if you want to see my current sketchbooks, I'll leave a link for the playlist in the iCard for you if you want. Consider subscribing if you're new here, I would really appreciate it. Zola, I'm trying to record audio. Zola, leave. This is very disrespectful. I'm getting all of this in the audio. I'm gonna expose you to my audience.
She man's like, oh no, I'm gonna get exposed.
If you're new here, consider subscribing because I would really appreciate it. As of recording this, we're just under 60,000, which is awesome. So if we could hit that goal, that would be incredible. I post new videos every single Wednesday, and like I said, maybe some bonus videos. And I draw a lot of illustrations, a lot of my OCs, as you can probably tell from this video. And you can also follow me on social media if you want. I'll leave those on screen now and linked in the description box below for you to check out. If you like this video, you might like checking out my other stuff. If you could follow me on Instagram, that would be where you would find content most similar to this, because that's where I post my art and I'm just generally more active. And I'll also have some videos on screen now and linked in the iCard for you to check out if you want. I would really appreciate it once again. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.